Hello soulmate, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to be teaching us how to cut and draft this shirt drape dress. So if this is something you're interested in, please stay tuned to the end of the video as I show you the step-by-step process on how to cut and draft it. So that draped area around the hip part, we're going to be using slash and spread for it. So now let's get right into it. So I have gone ahead to mark out the horizontal lines. So this is the shoulder line, just as you can see on the chest line. I have the bust point as well, the front waist. You get your hip. So let's assume that we are using the entire pattern paper for the length of the dress. Do you get? So we are using the entire pattern paper for the length of the dress. Do you understand? So because I don't want to be joining any pattern paper underneath it, so that's why I'm just going to be stopping at this length of the pattern paper. So as usual, you mark your shoulder measurement on the shoulder line and on the chest line. You draw a straight line, as you can see. So the neck width and the neck depth. So to get it, you say your bust measurement divided by 12 to get it, instead of using the basic one, which is 3 by 3. So you just connect it this way. Then I'm using 1 inch for shoulder slope, and I'll connect it to the shoulder beginning this way. So you get the midpoint here, then come in by half of an inch. So you go ahead and connect all the points together to get your armhole, just as you can see. Next up, you are going to get your you are going to place your bust span, which is half of your nipple to nipple measurement, on the bust point and up to the hip line, just as you can see. Then you roll a straight line across. So the dart intake on the waistline, I'm using half an inch on both sides. You could use 0.75 on both sides, depends on your choice. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the bust point this way. You connect it on both sides. So I'm also going to go ahead and connect it to the hip line this way. Though we don't really need that for the bottom part, but we'll close it later on. Because it's a shirt dress, you place quarter of your bust measurement plus 0.5, quarter of your waist measurement plus 0.5 plus the dart intake, then quarter of your hip measurement plus 0.5. So whatever you mark on the hip line, you mark it all through to the gown length. Do you understand? So you go ahead and connect the point. So the 0.5 I'm adding is for ease. You know, it's a shirt dress, so it's for ease. I'm going to be marking the bust dart. That is the difference between the front and back waistline. So the difference here is 1 inch. So I'm just going to be marking the bust dart, just as you can see. At this point, we're almost done drafting the front, but we're going to go ahead and draft on the back pattern. Yes, so I'm going to be explaining the cutting of the front later. Okay, so now for the back pattern, I've gone ahead to mark the shoulder line, the chest line, the back waist length, the hip measurement, and the gown length for the back. So to get your exact gown length for the back, you say your front length measurement minus the bust dart. So that is what you do to get the length of the back, so that everything can align together. Do you understand? So the same thing we did for the front, we do for the back. You mark your shoulder measurement on the shoulder line and on the chest line. You rule a straight line across, just as you can see. So I'm going to be using 1 inch for shoulder slope. So the neck width you use for the front, you use it for the back, but the neck depth I'm using for the back is 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the points together, just as you can see. To connect all the points. So next up, you are going to get the midpoint here. You get the midpoint, then go in by half of an inch, then connect the points together. I'm sorry that part is not clear, it's because of my light. I didn't set it well. So next up, you are going to be placing your darts. If you want to take a dart at the back, you can. It just depends on what works for you. So you mark your nipple to nipple, or your bust span, half of your bust span, just as you can see. So the intake I'm using for the darts is 0.5 inches on both sides. So in total, that is 1 inch. So I see, I just go ahead and connect it Then I'm going to go up by 2 inches around the hip measurements, around the hip line. I don't want the dart to go all through to the hip. Do you understand? So that not press your butt. So just go ahead and connect it this way. So next up, I'm going to be placing quarter of the bust measurement plus 0.5 inches is quarter of the waist measurement plus the arch intake plus 0.5 inches is quarter of the hip measurements plus 0.5 inches is. So whatever you mark on the hip line, you mark it on the gown length as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect the points together, just as you can see. So just go ahead and connect the points together. So yes, we're done drafting. So it's just that I'm going to just go ahead and label all the patterns, so you know that you are having your shoulder to your half length. Yes, so it's going to be like 2 piece, or let's say A and B. So there you are going to be having joining around the waist area. So that's what I simply mean. So I've gone ahead to label the patterns, just as you can see. So next up now, we're going to just go ahead and cut. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and cut our pattern. Please do not rush the process, like I said. So you don't have to rush it. So guys, if you've not liked this video at this point, please kindly do so. So I'm also going to show you how to join the WhatsApp group. So I'm going to show you how you're going to join the WhatsApp group in the next it's just a simple thing that you can do. So when you are on my page, so to join the group, you see this arrow here where it has 3 more links. You click it, so it takes you to join the WhatsApp group or the Telegram group. This is the back piece. So you are going to be cutting the back piece on fold. You know that there's no zipper, it's a shirt dress, so you are going to be cutting the back piece on fold. Just remember that. For the upper part, we are going to be having 2 pieces. So yeah, I'm going to be transferring the waist dart to the bust dart. Yes, I'm going to be transferring the waist dart to the bust dart this way. So it's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and close the bust dart. Then use your paper tape to hold it down. Then you reshape the lines by the side. Then you cut out the excess. So I'm just going to be cutting out the excess, just as you can see. So I've transferred the waist dart to the bust dart. So that is what we have. So for the front and back piece, you are going to be having 2 pieces. So now let's move to the slash and spread. Bottom part, you know there's slash and spread for the bottom part. So I'm just going to determine where I want the slash to start and where I want it to stop. So it entirely depends on you. So I'm just going to be taking my ruler this way. So before that, we don't need these darts. So you make sure that you close the dart up. We don't need it for the bottom part. So whichever angle you want to slash your pattern paper, just depends on you. It could be straight lines, it could be diagonal, so just whatever you want. So I just try to do this way. So by the time I'm done, so you're just going to be opening it up to that tip. So you just carefully do this. You don't have to rush the process. So you just open it up like this. Then also, if you want to you can do this, you can spread it on your actual fabric, then you add your allowances all around. Do you get? But I'm just going to be explaining it on a pattern paper, like how to go about doing it. So this is what we have. So I got a new pattern paper. So let's say this pattern paper is my fabric, that means that brown one. Let's say I'm just going to be arranging it like this. So I'm going to be determining the spacing I want in between. The spacing you can use can be 1.5 inches. It just depends on what you feel will work for you. Do you understand? So I'm going to be doing this a little bit off camera. So now I'll try to explain what I have done earlier. At this point, the spacing in between that I'm using is about 1 inch all around, like 1 inch. 1 inch is the spacing in between what you are seeing. Just as you can see, it's just 1 inch. So I'm just trying to explain this. So this is 1 inch. Trying to like let the paper lay, because my fan is directly facing me, so that's why the pattern paper is going up. So this is what we have. The as you can see. So this is what we have. So by the time you are done, you must have add at this point just add 0.5 inches at this point that I'm using my pencil. I'm just trying to let you know. So you add 0.5 and around the waistline you add 0.5 inches. So the allowance you want to put by the side could be 1 inch, so it depends on you. So just make sure you have your allowances where necessary, your sewing allowance where necessary. So I'm just going to be cutting out the excess paper, the unwanted paper, so that I can show you how to go about closing it up. So by the time you are done like this, so when you cut off the excess paper, that's like when you cut off the excess fabric. So now you see what we have. Now you're going to be closing it up. You see what I'm doing? You're just going to be closing it up this way. So like I said, the way you want your slash to be depends on you. It could be diagonal, it could be straight. Do you understand? So it just entirely depends on what you want. So I'm just going to be closing it up just like you see me do. So now since I'm closing it up, this closing up is going to be entering into the button stand. Do you get? So it will be closed up when it goes into the button stand. You know you have a button stand. So I'm going to be explaining that after we've closed up I've closed up this pattern paper. So you can see this is what we have basically. When you close it up, this is what it will look like. Okay, this is what it will look like, just as you can see. For the button stand, so you get the length of your dress. So whatever is the length of your dress, after you remove on your neck depth, so you get the width. The width should be like 3 inches. The width unfold 3 inches, so in total that's 6 inches. Then you now fold it in by half of an inch on both sides, just as you see me do. Then you fold it half of an inch on both sides. Then you can add your stay to it, then iron it. You iron press it. So it's because you are going to be attaching you must have joined the upper part and the bottom part together to do this process. Then just place this in like this, then you run a stitch at the tip. So this one too, you must have stitched this down like this, then you fix it. You must have stitched it down, then you fix it into your button stand. You fix it into your button stand. So this is like, so you're just fixing it into your button stand, then you run a stitch, just as you can see. So you run a stitch, so it will look like this. It will look something like this. Do you understand? So now for the neckline area, you must have joined the front and the back, then you cut your fabric in bias form. So you're just going to pipe the neckline area. You're going to pipe it. So yes, so now we've come to the end of this tutorial, guys. Please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, comment, like and share. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.